In this video, we are going to cover standard, setup, and points of performance for 21.3 and 21.4.
Standard, setup, points of performance.
Yes, Brandon. Standard, setup, points of performance. Standard, setup, points of performance. I'm definitely going to forget that.
Standard, setup, points of performance.
And after we finish this rap, what do you guys think about the workout?
I love it. Finally, we have one that's going to be fun and bring people into the sport.
Brandon approves? Wow.
I've approved the last two. Something fun and a heavy lift, so you're going to see some separation here, and the bar muscle-ups especially will be a big separator for some.
You gotta love a post-workout heavy lift. That's the best.
I think
for you, of course.
These are my favorite to watch people that are not elite after the elites go, just to see how much separation there really is.
So much.
Wow.
You're not as good as you think you are.
Here's the humble pie delivered by CrossFit. All right, let's get into it. Standards.
As always, go to games.crossfit.com and make sure that you read all of them. I think the biggest one, and this caught me off guard, is you must have a line from your pull-up bar to where your barbell is, and it must be 8 feet.
Yeah. Another big one that I think could be beneficial for people's grip fatigue is that you don't actually need to hold on to the bar. You can cross your arms in front. You saw one of the Panchik brothers actually do that. I think over the long term, that could actually play a positive role for you.
Remember on the bar muscle-ups that you can't do a glide kip, so that means your toes have to stay below the height of the pull-up bar when you're going for your bar muscle-up.
Yeah, for the lift, you can use change plates, and I think that's going to be worthwhile, especially if you're trying to get a high score, but it can only be up in 0.5 on each side, so 1 pound increments. You can't go less than that.
Yeah, and also for the lift, you cannot get assistance loading your bar, so the athlete is doing everything. That includes keeping the bar in front of that line.
8-foot line.
And then also for the lift, remember that the bar just has to be off of the ground before your time runs out. You don't have to actually have the full complex completed. So that will give you a little bit extra rest time at the end, which could be very beneficial.
And I think my favorite part of this workout is that the athlete, make sure you do this, has to actually state their weight before their lift. So while you're messed up and tired and you can't feel your forearms, make sure that you say whatever weight you're going to hit.
Kyle Roots can make All right, setup on this is pretty straightforward, so we don't have any tips for it. You just have to use CrossFit setup. So you have a pull-up bar, tape line, 8 feet away, tape line, bar stays in front of it. Make sure you set up like that.
And then that bar has to always be in front of it, and the judge can't move it for you. So you have to make sure that it's in the right spot every time. Keep that in mind. Don't get a stupid penalty for that.
Yeah, points of performance, we need to do the workout first.
Yeah, let's talk about 21.3. I think the biggest separator in the workout is going to be the bar muscle up. So to give you guys a perfect example of this, Scott Panchik took 43 seconds for his toes to bar, which is unbroken and super fast. Yeah. And then he did 36 seconds for his chest to bar, which again, unbroken and fast. But his bar muscle-ups, still fast, were 1 minute and 57. So 3 times the amount of overall time.
Yeah, 3 times the time.
For the bar muscle-ups compared to the toe to bar. And I think for most people, you can probably say 5 times that amount, or maybe even 6 times. So the majority of the time will be spent on the bar muscle-ups. And the reality is that the fatigue sets in sooner. So making sure that you break up early and often the gymnastics, the toe to bar or the chest to bar, so you can move quicker on the bar muscle ups, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think if you conceptualize for yourself a break in the toes to bar, 2 breaks in the toes to bar, if those are 3 to 5 second breaks and they save a little bit on your grip, so that way when you get to the bar muscle ups, there's going to be a lot more available time to save in that bar muscle up set. So I think feeling comfortable taking those breaks, and afterwards in the what is it called when they get interviewed post-workout?
Yeah.
Post-workout interview. They all said if they could go back, they would break up the toes to bar and the chest to bar earlier because their grips were fried.
Yeah, a short break on those is nothing compared to how long of a break you can take on bar muscle-ups.
And the other thing, too, is not only the bar muscle-ups, but also the lift. Like, if you saw the grip, coming down from the clean to the hang clean, they lost their grip on a couple of those. So if your grip's fried because you went unbroken, you're really costing yourself what's probably more important in the lift.
Yeah, this is, I know this is points of performance, but these workouts when they come out in the open, so we saw 18.1, 18.1A and B, we've seen 15.1 and 15.1A. every time these come out in an open, the leaderboard is really hard to predict. And I think for this workout, taking a little bit of a slower approach to the metcon might actually pay off in giving you a lift. I think there's going to be a lot of people that are on teams or a lot of people that are just overall strong that kind of sandbag the workout to give themselves a big lift, which could push people down on the leaderboard pretty aggressively. I don't think that the major separators of crushing that every single one of these 3 metcon components and having your lift be impacted is going to net out to a better score. So I think you can be a little bit more conservative on the metcon than I would normally tell people. Obviously, these are just my first thoughts. As the leaderboard plays out with the people that signed up, that might change, but I think my gut instinct is a little bit more conservative on the metcon to save yourself for the lift.
Yeah, and sometimes being more conservative allows you to go faster, like we're talking about. So conservative may just be, I'm going to break my toes to bars into 10s, I'm going to break my chest to bars into 5s or 10s, and have a friend or your judge say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and get you back on the bar. So you're still moving quickly, but you're not going unbroken just for the sake of going unbroken, because I think that can cost you later on.
Yeah, what are your guys' thoughts about breaking the barbell?
Well, for the elite, don't break the barbell.
Yeah.
You just don't have the time to do that. But for sub-elite, whatever that actually means, I'm not sure.
Why'd you look at me?
Because you always say I'm that. If you are holding on to a set of thrusters or a set of front squats and it's going to make you blow up on one of gymnastics movements, break it. That's also a quick, easy break, and if it can just keep you fresher going deeper into the workout, then I think that that's smart.
The last thing that I would say is in those 1-minute rest breaks for the actual metcon, make sure that you're in a posture that's actually resting. Like, don't be moving around like crazy or trying to think about getting too much anxiety about the next piece. Calm yourself down. I actually like putting my hands on my knees and really trying to deep breathe in those positions. That doesn't work for some people, but come up with a strategy in that minute to calm yourself back down for the next piece.
So you think I should do jumping jacks?
Yes,
between?
absolutely.
All right, so that's 21.3, 21.4 is the lift. So normally there wouldn't be that much strategy to a lift. It's just like lift whatever you can. But I think for this one, there is going to be some strategy. The Panchik, Scott Panchik, is the one that we took all the lifts because he had the best scores on both. He didn't really take his first actual lift until 4 minutes after he finished. So I think that's something to consider, that first period of time right after you finish the workout until you're like 3 or 4 minutes later is all just going to be warming up your lifting.
And by actual lift, you mean full complex,
Yeah,
right?
doing the full complex. He did a clean only at 185, which was about 2 minutes after he finished, and then he did another clean only about another minute after that, and then he did his full complex at 11:27. I think he finished the workout at 7:57.
Yeah.
So about 3.5 minutes after he finished his workout, he actually took his first lift.
Yeah, I think it's a good strategy to do something like that where you're not doing a full complex at a lighter load because that's just going to fatigue you. Maybe it's just a clean or a hang clean if you want to practice that for your grip, or a jerk for some people that are like really iffy about, I know that I can do like you saw Easy, if you guys watched that one where he missed the jerk at the end, something like that, and then move on to the actual complex when you feel recovered enough.
Yeah, Noah was in here during the workout announcement, and right after he finished his little interview, he came over and he said, I think I'm going to set up exactly what my weights and my warm-up complexes are going to be at times, so that way I don't have to think about it. So he said, like, 185, just a hang clean and a jerk. I think having something like that set up, so that way you don't have to think about the math, getting weights set up, just having all your warm-ups set up to your opening first attempt complex, and knowing about how much time after you finish the workout. So if you have a judge say, hey, 90 seconds after I finish, I want to do, say, 135 or 95, and I want to hit this and this. So that way they can kind of help you with your time, since they're not going to be doing anything else. They're not going to be helping you load weights because they can't.
Yeah, I think the other thing that Scott Panchik did well is he kind of planned that where he knew he had 3 lifts, and his last lift was like at the buzzer. So keep in mind that as long as the bar's off the floor at whatever your time cap is, it still counts as long as you complete the lift. So maybe think about that third lift being all the way, like if I have until 15 minutes, at 14:59, that's when I'm picking up the barbell.
I would also be ready for that hang clean to be tougher than you expect it to be on your grip. We saw both the young Panchiks almost miss that hang clean and have to like reset, which is going to take a lot of energy out of it. So just be ready for that. When you bring that bar down, get ready to hold on tight. Make sure your hook grip is set.
And then as far as the actual total lift, what are we thinking, Max?
Yeah, so I mean, we saw the 3 Panchik brothers and then Sam Briggs and Easy Go. I tried to find all of their data online in terms of like what their 1RM clean and jerks. Hard to get exacts, but I think this is about 70 to 80% of what their 1RM clean and jerk is. So I think for elites, you might actually see it trend a little bit lower because they're going so much faster on the metcon.
Yeah.
And when you're going faster in big unbroken sets of gymnastics, there could potentially be more of an impact on your clean and jerk. So if you see somebody kind of sandbag the workout, you might see them trend higher. But I think giving you that range of, say, 70 to 85% of your 1 rep max clean and jerk, set that as your target, and that can give you kind of a working model to start. Hey, I want my first lift to be this, my second lift to be this. Depending on how that second lift feels, this third lift will be my range based on, whether it was successful or not.
And then you don't have to squat. So if you can power, that's also something that could help you in the complex.
That's it, y'all.
Yeah, warm up. Yeah, we have the warm up. Check out the video with Kyle and Mike. This is the end of the open. Finish strong, literally and metaphorically, because the last workout is a lift. So literally finish strong, have fun in the open.
Literally
as strong as possible.
So the past 3 weeks, we took a break from our weekly throwdown series. If you haven't watched it, every Thursday, 1 p.m., we release a competition qualifier style workout so that you can keep touches on things that feel like the open when you're not actually in the open throughout the year. So make sure you tune in 1 p.m. Thursdays on YouTube.
Next 2 weeks of the throwdown are going to be fun, some partner stuff. I'm not going to tell you what they are, but join us for that, and then we'll get back into our normal rhythm where we try to crush your face.
All right, new rule. That TV can never be on when we're filming.
It's too distracting. It is distracting.
Yeah, there were multiple times where I was like, I don't know if you already said this, but I'm just going to say it.
Neil, what are you, a squirrel? Oh man, I hit a squirrel the other day. Oh, man, too. I looked back and it was just splattered all over the road. It was so sad.
It's a wrap, you know what I'm saying? Your boy Project Pata in this thing, man. Hey, look, man, thank y'all for watching Training Think Tank's YouTube channel. Y'all hit that motherfucking subscribe button, you know what I'm saying? So y'all go ahead, man. Thank y'all for watching the channel, you know what I'm saying? Hit that motherfucking subscribe button. Let it be known, what it be known, what it be known, you know what I'm saying? Pata.